Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
District Z is a zombie game where you play a single character. You're trying to find an objective, which can be a cure or whatever, and trying to get out to a certain location. You do this by having a movement point, and you move to a different location. You flip a card, you roll a die, and you fight some zombies. This isn't much more from the copy that I have, which I believe was a prototype or first edition, and you just basically flip over a card and you roll a die. It wasn't a whole lot more to it. You have some stats on your players, and each character will give you a different power. And I think this is a fun game. I played it solo. I think I like it best solo, and you can play multiple characters if you want to. That might be the way to go. If you just want something to kind of play while you're watching TV or something like that, I think this game really, accomplishes that. This isn't going to be something where we're making a lot of strategic decisions. A lot of it, it's a lot of luck in this game. But, I think the pictures and the artwork were really neat, and I kind of like the suspense of trying to get to the bottom. Am I going to make it? And there's some real tension that comes, especially once you find the objective and you're racing to the end. Am I going to be flipping over good cards or bad cards? My dice roll is going to help me out, and you're kind of getting there, and your health is getting low. And it really builds that tension to it. I wish there was a little bit more to the game than there is, but not every game needs to be the next Agricola or the next Feast for Odin, right? Some games just are what they are, and that would be this game. Now, for me, this game is definitely going to be a purge. There isn't enough there. I don't play enough games like this. But if you're looking for a light dice chucker and you like zombies, and this game will fit your wheelhouse, for me, it's definitely going to be a purge. Here are the cards that you have. You will put these in a stand, and this is what you'll move around the board. It's just these cards in a stand, and there's one for each of the players. Then you're going to have a player card that will be in front of you. Each of these players will have a different power. So hers are ranged weapons. You add one to each of your combat. She heals all wounds with first aid. And then you have a different set of skills here on the side. Very, very simple. Nothing you probably haven't seen. Then you're going to get a deck of item cards. There'll be first aids, knives, ammos, teddy bears. They will all do different things for you as you go through the rooms. You also have location decks, which will just normally have a picture on it and a die roll that you'll have for the event. And then you will have these objective cards that will have the location back that you'll be looking for. You're going to get some of these cheap little tokens. These are really paper thin. So radiation, wounds. These are the zombies that will come out. They're just cheapo paper things. And then you're going to get some six-sided dice. And you're going to have some box art here of like a blood-stained. And the box is just kind of this paper thin thing. It looks like something may have came from Game Crafters. I'm not sure how I bought this game. Probably on a BGG auction. But those are components, and they're fine. It's just an independent production, so you can't get too excited about it. And here's the rule book. It's very, very small. It says How to Survive, which I found very cute. And it's written with like blood on the side. And the font is crazy. This is very hard to read. You do have a list of components, but no pictures. They do break down the cards and kind of tell you how they all work. Now, this is a solo game, really. So here's the solo game rules. Pretty easy. I don't like the organization, how it kind of came out, but it's okay. It's a pretty simple game, so you can learn it rather quickly. And then they tell you some multiplayer rules if you want to play with more people and how to kind of shoot those people up. But for the most part, this is a solo game with some multiplayer rules attached. So, there you go. So the game is very easy to play. You pick a character that you want to be, you set that up beside you. And then you take that character card in the stand and you put it on the first location. You put a cube on the bottom right. That just signifies where you're trying to go once you find the objective. So you'll shuffle up the location cards. You'll take one of the location cards out and you'll put one of the objectives in. So one of the objectives is somewhere on this board. And on your turn, it's very easy. You just move on to a card. And if you look here, it'll tell you to roll a six-sided die. Depending on what you roll, 2, 3, or 4 zombies might come out. After you take care of it, this is after event, you do a perception check. If you fail, you roll for another event. So in this case, you're trying to get 9. If you look here, her perception is 3. So you roll 3 dice. If it adds up to 9, then you get what happens here. This is how many dice you roll for combat. If you're running from zombies, your perception checks and things like that, and how many health you have until you die. If you get this number of health or wounds, every character will be different, then you'll die and you'll lose the game. So these zombies will come out. Let's say you rolled a 1, so 2 zombies will come out. They're very easy to take care of. You put a couple counters on it. Then you will roll the dice. In this case, you roll 1 dice for each zombie. Her combat is 2. So So you roll reds versus blacks. Now let's say I rolled something like a 3 and a 2. So if my die is higher, so in a 4 and 3 case, 4 and 3, then the zombie would die. So that's one zombie that would have died. If it's equal, nothing happens. So 1 and 1, nothing would happen. If the zombie rolled more, then it would do a wound to me. Remember, a certain amount of wounds, and I will die. So I'm trying to roll more than those, and each die will be assigned to one of the black ones. Now, as you go to some of these locations, here's one that you could go to. It gives you the actual cure. So you need to find whatever the objective is. Once again, it's hidden in here. You need to take this card and get it down here to the bottom of the screen. If you do that, you win. Some of these will give you extra items. So if you go to it, you roll a certain die, and say, hey, take the baseball bat. So you don't shuffle the item deck. You just go through and pick out whatever it tells you to do. So this one will give you +2 to your combat. So instead of rolling 2 dice in my example, I would roll 4. But at the end of combat, I'd roll 6-side die. If I roll 1 or 2, then it broke. And the first aid kit would take away some of your heals. There's a 9mm. It's two-handed. Remember, you can only hold so many, but you get a +3. And at the end, you roll to see if you run out of ammo. There's extra ammo you can get, extra armor, backpack that lets you hold more stuff. So you'll be building up these items. You go, hopefully they won't break. And you're trying to find the objective and run here. Now, when you're moving, you can move orthogonal. You cannot move diagonal. So you need to go whatever distance. And really, it's just a matter of finding out where this random card will be and running down there as quickly as possible and hoping that you're alive by the time you get there. And that's how you play District Z. Who should buy this game? Lighter gamers looking for something maybe solo, although it could be played with more players. I think this is strictly something I would play solo. And then you like zombies, you like something, just a little dice chucker, something easy for you to play. Maybe you're watching a show or something and you want to fiddle with a game, or you just want a little solo experience before you go to bed or make a run from the zombies. This could definitely be it. Very light, very easy to play. Rules are very simple. A lot of luck in it. Just be aware of that. For me, it's going to be a Purge, but I think there are going to be a lot of people who kind of like this game, especially for the solo experience.
Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.